Hi, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today. This is our Wednesday webinar series. It's a series of webinars for faculty at UAGC where we just do a different deep dive into one of the many collections that we have in the UAGC Library. This allows us to invite our wonderful partners. Today we have the American Psychiatric Association publishing company here. We've got Christina Bilovska. She's a senior sales manager at APA Publishing and has been with APA for 3 years. She's responsible for the daily activities of all aspects of the institutional subscription sales program. And then doing our demo today, we have Christy Kucher. She is the Director of Marketing and Communications at APA Publishing. She's been with APA Publishing for over 25 years. She manages the promotional efforts for all publishing products, including books, journals, subscriptions, podcasts, and more. So we can't wait to hear from you all about all the great offerings APA Publishing has. And before we get into the DSM-5, I just wanted to quickly show you how to get there. I know that's one question we get sometimes from students. So we want to make sure faculty knows exactly how to find the DSM-5 in the library. So this is one of our subscription databases. And the easiest way, if you're ever looking for a particular database, there are several different ways you can find it, but usually the quickest way is to go to this Find Articles and More section of our website. If you click there, we have our databases and we have over 90 subscription databases. So there's a lot here. If you know what you're looking for, like the DSM-5, the easiest way might be to go just to our alphabetical list. Databases A to Z. You can click on D to jump down, and the only D that we have is DSM-5. So if you click that, it will open in a new window for you. Now, of course, we have our database is also organized by subject. So psychology would be the quickest way to get to our psychology databases, and then databases by type as well. So on that note, I will hand things over to Christy. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate you having us. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Can you guys see Psychiatry Online now?
Yep, looks great.
Oh, perfect. Okay, perfect. Good. And I know we talked about the questions, so you guys can ask during, or we can wait until the end. Either way is fine with us. And if you put anything in the chat, Christina can help manage that as well if you have any questions. Just to start, this is the homepage of Psychiatry Online, and you have a subscription to the DSM library, and it is the first thing in our navigation up at the top. There are a multitude of products in here, so you can drill down to the very specific product, or there's also a homepage for the DSM library, which I'm going to go to now, which has the DSM-5 TR listed, and then items in the DSM library. The DSM-5 is an older one, and that's just available in PDF if you have, is just part of the DSM. So that's not is sort of the same view as the DSM-5 TR, which we'll get into. But one thing to note on here before we get into the DSM-5 is we have links to the DSM-5 TR updates, and this is a document that shows if any coding updates, any changes that have been made since the publication of this in 2025. We have listed, they'll talk about which page it is, excuse me, what the changes are. So in here, you have it. So what you're seeing online is the updated version. But if you have a print version, if you wanted to compare, looking at that update list is a great way to at least see, what has been changed since the publication date of DSM came out in March of 2022. We also have links to the DSM page on psychiatry.org, which is the American Psychiatric Association site. And they also have fact sheets, which is a little bit about what has been, updated in DSM-5 TR from DSM-5. And just as a reference point, so anybody, if you don't know, I think about 70 criteria sets were updated from 5 to 5 TR, and a lot of sort of the text was surrounded, a lot of different text surrounding all the diagnostic criteria were updated as well. So it was quite a bit. So I'm going to dive in to the DSM-5 TR. In each book is sort of set up this same way. You will see at the top that you have full access. If you don't have access, which is that we have on our site, other content as well. So if you don't have access to it, you will see it'll say no access, and it'll be in red. But in here, you have the table of contents. You have the drop down, and so we just navigate into the different sections. I'll just go in section 1. You can drill down into stuff. I will click on, let's go to bipolar disorder. And in here, you have basically everything about it. You will see in this section right here, this is the diagnostic criteria. So it's shaded in a little bit, so you can see, it's called out a little bit. You have the ability on the right, or I'm sorry, on the left side, you can drill down to the different sections on this page. So we can go down to bipolar. Again, these are sort of basically the criteria sets that are associated in this section of bipolar disorders. And if I go back up here, again, we've got everything at the top. We have the ability to, you can track citations, and I need to sign in. Let me do that. So and I'll go on, this is where we sign in. Sorry, this is not needed to access. This is only if you want to track the citations, say bookmarks, and I'll show you that section in just a second as we get in. But this is just a way to manage. Let me go back here. So you can sign up to track citations. You can add to favorites, which I'll show you in just a little bit. And here you can view the citations. So we have some metrics and citations, and you have different formats. If you wanted to download and copy to a clipboard, you have the ability to do that for any of the content that we have. We also have some information, a little call out bar, menu bar on the right, where you can say information about the authors. This one is just the APA. If, again, the citations, and if there's any tables, you would see them here. And then we also have the ability to share at least the link. You're not sharing the content, but you're sharing the link to the information via these different options at this time. Again, so if you, as you're navigating, you're right here in the bipolar section. The best way to go back to the table of contents is the cover image on the right, and we also have table of contents, so you can just drill back down into the different sections. Again, if I go to a different dissociative disorders, you can see the different diagnostic criterias, easily just quickly navigate to that content as well. And then we have a button or a toggle, so you can go back up to the top, which especially with some of these chapters and sections of DSM, it can be a lot of content related. So that's an easy way for you to navigate back to the top of the page. Now, in here, you are in this blue navigation bar. It's just sort of the sub navigation for the DSM library section. So these are the different books that are available. You can access it via the top navigation or in the navigation bar. So I'm going to go to the Handbook of Differential Diagnosis. You'll see the same full access. again, the table of contents where you can drill down into the chapters. If there are, and these are grayed out, there's no tables or graphs in this one, but you can still navigate to the different sections of, it's not going, to the different areas. Let's see if it'll take you back up to the different areas and sections in that chapter. Again, I want to go back instead of hitting the table of contents is a great way to then go back to all the different sections. And also as part of this, you also have the DSM-5 TR classifications. And actually, let me go back to the DSM just to call that out. In here, this is the DSM. You also have the DSM, the full DSM-5 TR classification as part of your subscription because it's part of the DSM-5. So you'll have the ability to then, navigate to the different areas and look for the different classification codes. And I'm going to go back to the top. Then we have our clinical cases, which is another section. You'll see the setup. Again, a lot of it is for this one is, sort of disorder based is how in here, and there are sort of different set readings and discussions on clinical cases associated with DSM-5 TR. Then we also have our handbook of cultural formulation interview. This one is DSM-5. This one has not been updated for DSM-5 TR yet, but this is still part of your subscription. And the legacy is a much older. These are the previous older. This is you do not have access to this content, but you have the DSM-5 as part of your subscription. So you have what came out in 2013. So you have the most recent, but these are just old PDFs of the previous version. Now, the other thing I wanted to highlight as part of being on the Psychiatry Online platform, our journal content is available from 1998 till about 12 months from like today's date. So you would be able to see any journal article for this content from 1998 to, January of 2024. And it just is a rolling. So it's always, if you're looking for, topics that you have access. If you don't have access, it'll say that red no access, but at least you can see a lot of the content. The other thing I wanted to go back into is we have our search terms. So I'm going to search for anxiety. I can type. So on our search results page, you're going to see a lot of different ways to filter to the content. I always like to, as soon as I get here, open up the filters on the left rail. So it helps you drill down a little bit quicker into some of the content that we have. You can see up here, we have articles and chapters, books, education, and other resources. It's a wide variety, but primarily the majority of our content is in the articles, chapters, and books. On the left side, you have access to the DSM library. So if I click on this to filter, then I'm going to drill down into any content that is part of the DSM library. And you'll see the first thing that comes up is the chapter in the DSM-5 on anxiety disorders. And then we have a chapter in the clinical cases, which you have access to in there. So it's a wide variety of, just shows sort of the different chapters, so you can drill down in there. If I wanted to refine, let's see, we can also look at, I'm going to clear the filter for DSM. So if you wanted to look at the journals to see, maybe you have access to this content, you will see this article was a 2000 article, published in 2000, you would have access to it. So you have not only the DSM, but some of the freely available journals content. Now, the other thing that you have the ability to do on this page is you can save your search. So if you're coming in here looking at anxiety disorders or a certain topic, you can hit save your search, and then you have the ability to call it, anxiety disorders. And then you can alert me if you have new results. Now, obviously, a lot of that new content would be journal content, on the results, but you can still set it so you can be notified. So I just saved that, and I am going to go up here to my profile, and this is where I signed in. It prompted me, but I'll show you. And then in here is a couple of different activities. If you have a subscription to another journal that individually or via your institution, sometimes you will see that, but we have the ability in this section to sign up for electronic table of contents alerts. So anytime we have a new journal or article going up, you can sign up on, and you can drill down to the specific journal. We also have the ability to have your favorites. So if I was in the DSM, you can click if you want criteria codes. If you come in here, I'll show you how we can, I'll show you real quick. If we're in here, let's go to a section, bipolar. You have the ability right here. And now it's in your favorites. And now I should see a bipolar related disorder. So if you can navigate multiple ways, obviously from the normal navigation, but if you want to save it in your favorites, you're absolutely have the ability to do that. You also have in your saved searches, I just did the anxiety disorders one. You can come in here and just hit run, and it's going to come up and run the search result again. Now, if you're doing something you're searching constantly, it's a great way, or you can just type it in. Either way, we have multiple ways to get in there. But I'm going to log out just to show you again. On your access, you're going to see, you can see access provided by courtesy of American Psychiatric Association, because we're authenticated with our association. Now, again, the sign-in is for if you want to save your searches, any of the alerts, you have the ability, and I'm just signing in again. You don't have to, you absolutely do not have to create sort of this sub account, and if you do not want to, but to track citations and or look at searches and go back into the profile, favorites, you would need that. Otherwise, if you don't want to, you just go into the search again, and you can navigate that way. We also have the advanced search. So if you are looking for a particular time frame or a range or content type, you have the ability to drill down into, a wide variety of topics. I think we also have on just other things that you might be interested in. We have some podcasts, and on those we have AJP, which would be, they talk about a recent American Journal of Psychiatry article that's been published. They usually have about one a month. We have Psychiatry Unbound. That is talking about book contents. Let's see, I'll go to this page. So neuropsychiatry and behavioral neurology. Again, a lot of times these are our authors talking about content in a book that they have recently published. Again, this is all freely available content. Finding Our Voice. This is content that this is a podcast that was done especially for new psychiatrists, residents, our resident fellows, just sort of as they're working way through, their education and training. We also have, psychiatric services from pages to practice. This is another one that's done from our psychiatric services journal, which is more on a community mental health focus. And then medical mind. This is one that is from sort of a combination one for the American Psychiatric Association. So it has a wide variety of topics that would be of interest. And the other thing is we have some topic pages that if you're interested in a certain topic area, ADHD, bipolar, mood, and in here, this is sort of pulling all our sort of content for depression, major depressive disorder together. So you'll see recent journal articles. So this one just published at the beginning of February, as well as if there was something, some DSM content. So it's a little bit of both because we'll see some books in here in journals. So it's a wide variety of stuff, but this is almost sort of a search result. It is what is recently published or recently updated. So a lot of these topics will have journal articles that recently came out. But just as another area that if you're looking for certain information, you might be able to find. I think I have covered all the areas. Is there anything that actually the other thing just to highlight that is available, part of your subscription, is the practice guidelines. They're available. So we have them both in sort of the web view, and some of the older ones on this page a little bit further down are available in PDF format. So, but all of this is available as part of the Psychiatry Online that you can view. I think that covers most of everything, especially with the DSM library. Does anybody have any questions or want me to drill down into something specific? Oh, wow, I
That
did
was
okay.
wonderful,
Okay.
Christy. Thank
Yeah.
you. I do want to just quickly drop in the chat. We have a couple resources that the library has created on the DSM-5 that can walk students through finding it in the library and doing some of the searches that you showed us here today. These were created. Your library liaison is Allison McDermott. I'll drop her contact in the chat if you do ever have any questions about using these resources in your courses or anything like that. She is a great contact for you as your library liaison. There's her email address. You can also reach out to us anytime at library@uagc.edu. Put that in there as well. But yes, this was fantastic.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
And also, if you've got, as you're getting those, please, do not hesitate to reach out to us. If you see something, have a question on anything, Christina will get the answer for you guys. So in anything that you're looking for, just please let us know.
Awesome. You guys are always wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you. All right, bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Bye.